Hey, good evening, everyone. Satnam. Um, yeah, I've discovered that when I schedule YouTube Live ahead of time so that I can send you a link, I instruct it which camera and microphone to use in settings, and it does not hold on to that information. When I hit go live from one that I scheduled, it's forgotten which camera, and it just gives me that colored screen. So my apologies that the link did not work. I feel like I don't know if I need to ask YouTube this question or if I just have to accept that for whatever reason on my current setup, it's not holding the settings. But in any case, I hope you've made it here okay. I'm going to give it a few minutes to see if any folks can join us. If you're joining me live, please say hi. Please say howdy or something so I can tell you're with me. So tonight's class I'm really excited about. Let me sit back and make sure that you guys are going to be able to see. All right. So tonight's class, you might want to think about it in terms of sort of like getting back to some really good basics. And the reason I wanted to do this series tonight was to set us up for the spring equinox, which is next Wednesday, I believe. But we're going to have class at Browncroft on Thursday, and we're going to be doing on next week when you're with me in person in an analog way instead of this digital way. We're going to be doing a little bit of a truncated version of this and doing a really, really great refreshing meditation to take us into spring, into this time of renewal and rebirth. And this is a great time of year to really get your mind and get your body kind of prepared to grow whatever it is you want to grow in your life. What do you wish to have more of? Peace, contentment, laughter, music. Money is rarely the answer because it's usually security, a sense of security, and that can come from many things besides just the green stuff. So think about what you want to grow in this spring season. What, for you, how would you like to feel as summer starts to roll in? Between now and summer, what is it you would like to grow in yourself? Maybe it's something as simple as just a regular morning practice, even a 10-minute practice, but getting into the habit of prioritizing and making a mindful practice the first thing you do every day before you check, before you scroll. Sit, be with that stillness in you, be quiet. Sunya, we want like deep listening in the early morning hours, deeply listening to both our soul and what you might call the collective consciousness or God. We have to be quiet to let these things in. So early morning, before your day starts poking at your mind and stirring up all the thinking, to be quiet and to be in practice, whether it's yoga practice, meditation practice, mantra practice, combination of all of the above, but just acknowledging that part of yourself that is always going to be there, even when you're very, very old and very, very wrinkled, even maybe when you're on to the next thing, this eternal part of you to attend to that. Then maybe I'm putting my spring wish onto you all, but it's not a bad it's not a bad seed to plant right now. So tonight what we're going to do is we're really going to be working boom, 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 up these energy centers, but at the same time, we're going to really be focusing on our sort of auric space, our electromagnetic field, this bubble we live in, so to speak, that's uniquely ours, our space. We all know that feeling when someone's in your space. Somebody's gotten inside the bubble with their bad vibe, and you're just like, get away from me, right? I think there's times where we feel that, where we sense that quality around us that we're projecting in all directions, and that electromagnetic space is in a sense part of us because it is. You could think of it like the eighth chakra, the energy that surrounds you but is you. So what I want you to do is really use your imagination tonight. The first thing you're going to imagine is that the sphere, if you've ever seen like gerbils in the rolly ball, right? You're in the sphere. So close your eyes a moment and just picture that you're in the middle of a sphere and that your navel point is the exact center, and the sphere actually does go down into the ground. You are made, your bones, your muscles, your tissues, you are made out of the stuff of the earth. So we are including the earth in this. The sphere goes down into the earth and above the head, but the navel is the center. So use this image as much as you can. Even as we go from movement to movement, or sort of kriya to kriya, we're going to try to hold our attention and our energy there in that navel point. So there's going to be a lot of root chakra tonight. There's going to be a lot of this sort of squeezing upward. And when we get up into the throat, we're actually going to do one time through mantra that should vibrate everything. We're really going to try to get the prana up, 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 out, 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 out. We're going to own the space. We're going to do this. So take the hands close together and give them a rub. Let's start generating some good prana right away. We're going to be tuning in. Ong, O-N-G, Namo, Guru Dev, Namo. And a good habit when you say Guru is to give the tongue a little flick. Guru, that which brings us from darkness to light. Guru. Ong Namo, Guru Dev Namo. Close your eyes. Let's just start with some deep breathing. Just start with a few deep breaths. Let's get out of the busyness of our thinking day. We're getting towards the end of the week. Let's let all that energy that's been bouncing around the brain pan all day start to drop down the neck, down into the body. So let your jaw relax. Take a moment to pull your shoulder blades gently back and down, and that will lift your chest into your thumbs. Lengthen the back of your neck. Pull the spine up tall. Now deeper breath, deep breath. Squeeze the root lock for a moment. And exhale. The root lock is the anus, the sex organs, and the navel point. Deep breath in. Very much like a Kegel contraction. Squeeze, pull it up into the body. Suspend your breath a moment. Now exhale, relax. Deep breath in. Root lock, navel point, chest up. Be still. Exhale. Inhale. Squeeze that root lock, navel is in, chest is up, shoulders down, and gaze into that third eye space. Nice, steady gaze. Exhale. Deep breath in. Suspend the breath. Root lock is strong, navel is in, chest is up, the gaze is steady, the tip of the tongue against the upper palate. Exhale. Let's do this a few more times, just on your own. We're sort of feeling into that still center of ourselves. And get ready to tune in. Let's use our own voice to start this vibratory journey. Namo Gurudev Namo. Namo Gurudev Namo. Namo Gurudev Just be still. Notice how much better you already feel than when you first sat down. Just those deep breaths that come into the center of yourself, tuning in, using your voice, vibrating the container we call the body. So we're going to start today by generating, or I should say really opening ourselves up to some influx of prana, which comes in on the breath. Prana is the energy, but it comes in on the breath. And we're going to be doing breath of fire, which means we're going to be pumping this navel point just below, about 2 fingers below your actual belly button is where you're going to be every time you exhale. Now, the music is going to be as brisk as I think anybody would want to go. If you find that's too fast for you, that's fine. Slow it down. If you feel like it's too much before we get completed with this, just breathe, take some slow, deep breaths, kind of level back out and come back to the breath of fire. So we're not going to be doing anything fancy. We're just going to have, you can have the hands in the lap. I'd recommend Gyan Mudra, palms up, sitting really tall. But as we're going to be doing this breath of fire, we're really going to set that sphere in place so that for the rest of this journey of this class today, we feel we're in this container and we feel very anchored and centered on the navel point. So if the mind starts to wander, remember you've got that lovely mantra, Satnam, 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 Satnam. You can use those words to push out the negative thinking that might creep in going, how much longer is it? How much longer is it? I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be 5 minutes. Okay? I have a stopwatch. I will make sure that it's only 5 minutes. So sit nice and tall. Take a deep breath in. Exhale completely. Deep breath in. Exhale. Last deep breath in. And here we go. Breath of fire. Now this is like training any other muscle. If you're new to this, it's going to get tiring at some point. That's okay. Take a break. Come back to it. But keep up. The first time you think I'm really getting tired, keep up. Push a little further. We want to keep exploring what we're capable of. Here we go. Adi Shakti, Adi Shakti, Adi Shakti, Namo Namo, Sarava Shakti, Sarava Shakti, Sarava Shakti, Namo Namo, Kritam Bhavati, Kritam Bhavati, Kritam Bhavati, Namo Namo, Kundalini Mata Shakti, Mata Shakti, Namo Namo, Adi Shakti, Adi Shakti, Adi Shakti, Namo Namo, Sarava Shakti, Sarava Shakti, Sarava Shakti, Namo Namo, Kritam Bhavati, Kritam Bhavati, Kritam Bhavati, Namo Namo, Kundalini Mata Shakti, Mata Shakti, Namo Namo, inner gaze, third eye space, Adi Shakti, Namo Namo, Sarava Shakti, Sarava Shakti. Be aware of that sphere, be aware of your navel point being the center of the sphere. So as you're doing this breath of fire, really feel that navel as the exact center of this 3-dimensional sphere around you. You were just a bit more than halfway done. Keep up. Again, you can go slower than the music. Make this work for you. That belly should be feeling warm. We want to make some fire down here. We want to stoke this pranic fire. Keep going. Keep it strong, keep it consistent. Whatever speed you're going, keep it consistent. Inhales and exhales are even. Last minute. Try putting a little smile just for these last 20 seconds. Keep it strong right to the end. Keep that breath of fire going, 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 going. Last little bit. Come on. Sit tall. Finish strong. Deep breath in. Suspend the breath. Squeeze the root lock. Navel is in strong. Now take a little more air in. Press the diaphragm down a little as the navel pulls in. Really focusing on that navel point, chest up. A little more air in. Inner gaze focus. A little more air. Now gently let that air out. Be nice and still for a moment. Let's take about 5 complete breath cycles. Be still. Okay, so what we're gonna do next, we just like created all this heat, all this fire. Now we want to start to like move things. So what I'd like you to do is hands on the shins where your shins are crossed. I'm actually going to move my bolster. It's nice to have the hips up a little bit when you're sitting for a long period, but I want to have a little more freedom in the movement of my hips than I feel the bolster gives me. So what we're going to do is that camel ride. Inhale, exhale, keep the chin level, rock the hips forward, belly button forward, and as you come back, nice root lock, navel point in, and go. Really rock the hips here. We want to start to stir these lower energy centers. Remember, we're not doing the head with this. We're keeping the head level. We're really focused on kind of from the lower part of the spine a bit more, that hip rock, those lower energy centers moving. Big full breath. Use the full capacity of your breath. Regardless of the speed you're going, make sure it's a full inhale, full exhale. In breath forward. You're in your last minute. In your last minute. Sat. Now. Sat. Now. Last little bit. Take advantage. Move those hips. Tuck that tail, then lift it out behind. Take advantage. Last 10 seconds. Now inhale, sit yourself very tall. Squeeze the root block. Navel in. Chest up. Focused gaze. Tip of the tongue. Little more breath in. Suspend. Suspend. Diaphragm moving down a little bit to the navel point. A little more air in. A little more air in. Exhale with control. All right, for this next piece, I want you to again use your imagination. We have this wonderful capacity to create images in our mind and to kind of feel a reality to them. So imagine that you're kind of in a barrel of something sweet and soft. We could say honey, but without the sticky. And that as you move, you're stirring the sort of thick liquid of the barrel. And what we're also going to be doing is stirring, moving the organs of the lower part of your torso. We're moving things around. We're loosening, we're stirring, we're getting it going. It gets that little whirlpool effect. We're going to be going 2 minutes one way and 2 minutes the other way. Now, usually with Sufi grind, we say inhale front, exhale back. But today what I want you to do is take a breath. And as you hold the suspension, do anywhere in the neighborhood of 3 to 5 rotations. And then just exhale, gather and inhale and continue. So just do somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 to 5 times, stirring the pot, moving the fluid in the barrel around you, moving the fluids of the lower part of your torso. So sit tall. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Here we go. Nice big circles. You take your inhale, suspend it. You need to, you exhale. Inhale. Suspend the breath and keep going. So just keep going like that. Hold the suspended breath for probably 3 to 5 rotations. Head stays level. Imagine that golden liquid around you getting stirred up, circling around that navel point, moving all those important, wonderful organs that serve us so well. Exhale. Remember, suspend the breath. Inhale, center. Suspend a moment. And the other way. Let's go. Exhale. Inhale, suspend the breath, taking 3 to 5 revolutions as you hold that suspended breath. Moving now that barrel of golden liquid around the other way. Use your imagination. We're creating a beautiful swirl around us. We're creating a bit of a swirl within us. We're creating heat in the lower body, in the lower energy centers, in the lower chakras. Keeping the head level. We're not moving the neck at this time. We're working in the lower torso. Last 30 seconds. And come to the center. Deep breath in. Inhale. Suspend the breath. Inhale a little more. Strong root lock, a little more. Steady the gaze. Exhale. Just be still. Just be still for a moment. So we've been stirring the energy of the lower body, and now we're going to start to bring it up and out. So the next place we go with this is the 5 limbs, the 2 arms, and then the head. So we're going to start by making a bear grip. Okay, you can do it right hand in front of left, and we're just going to seesaw those limbs. Inhale, exhale, eyes closed. 1 strong minute like this. Go. One strong minute. Now you want to pull the hands against each other. You want to put a little pressure there. Sit tall. Last 20 seconds. Now hold center, inhale, and really pull the hands apart. Suspend. Keep some tension. Exhale, another breath. Tight, tight, tight. Feel this across your upper back. Lift the chest. Let's get the energy of the arms activated here. Pull. Now exhale. Keep the tension. One more. Tight, tight, tight. Chest is up. Upper back activated. Heart space waking up. Exhale. Now shake out your arms. Shake out the arms. So you're going to be coming onto your back, but as you do that, keep your sense of that sphere. Keep your sense of that navel point center. You're going to come onto your back. We're going to be doing an alternate leg lift. So what you're going to do is it's going to be inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay? So on your back, but what I want you to do is focus on pulling the small of your back down into the floor. If you need to, put your hands under your hips if that makes your lower back more comfortable. So there's two things happening. We want a real strong anchor of the lower spine to the floor, and then the inhale like floats the leg up. So let your in-breath float the leg, and when you exhale, it's like your toes become these paint brushes and you're going to fling a nice arc of paint against the wall. So it's really coming through the limb, through the leg. Okay, so on your back, nice deep breath in. And here we go. Now, if your hamstrings are very tight, you're going to find it pretty impossible to bring a straight leg all the way up to 90 like that. So I'm going to encourage you to do a few with a real straight leg so you get a feel for it, but also do a few where you soften your knee just a little bit so you can kind of feel what it feels like to get the heel up over the hip. But let's go for length overall. Lengthen those legs. Inhale, exhale. Let your breath carry you. You're still inside that sphere. You're still inside that ball. And your navel is still the center. But now you're decorating by sending that prana down the legs, out the toes, putting some stripes on the walls, as it were. But hold that center navel point. Hold your attention, hold your focus. Nice long leg reach. Inhale, exhale. Good. Remember, you can always put hands under hips if your low back starts to arch and feel tired. You're more than halfway done. Got just about one more minute. Anchor in, use your navel point. Last 20 seconds. Good. Now just lie flat. Be comfortable. Relax. And what I'd like you to do is actually use your fingers and start to, go under the clothes, press down into the flesh a bit. You can dig around and see if you can find your pulse. See if you can find the pulse at the navel point. For many of us, just below the belly button, but for some above, it might be a little to the right, it might be a little to the left. Find that pulse, and once you have found it, leave the fingers there just for a moment to feel it, to sense it. And then hold your attention on that pulse. Bring the hands down, just deeply relax a moment. Let the palms turn up, feet relax. And imagine that each pulse is like if you dropped a pebble in the water and it made boing like concentric rings. Imagine each pulse is doing concentric rings up and down the body, down the legs, and also up the body. Because what we're going to do next is we're going to get this prana, this energy from this navel center now going to arms and legs, and then we will move into pushing it up into the head and starting to, really wash the mind, clear the mind so that we can be in the neutral mind. So for right now, just keep your attention on that navel point. So you're still going to be on your back. You're flat on your back. What I'd like you to do is hug the knees in. The head is going to stay on the floor. And then you're going to, when you inhale, your arms are going to open up really big out onto the floor beside you. And your legs are going to go out to 60 degrees. The head stays down. So it's going to be inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. I like to call this flower and seed. Inhale, you want to blossom open like a flower. So go ahead and begin. Open out like a beautiful flower turning to the sun. And when you exhale, contract in tightly like a little seed coming right back to your navel point. So on your in-breath, send your energy, your attention and awareness out into your fingertips, into your feet. And as you exhale, like a flower folding in at the end of the season, bring your energy back into the navel point. Hold that center. Send it out. Bring it back. Ebb and flow. This is big, slow breathing. Big open flower. Gently into the seat of yourself. Big open flower. Head stays on the floor. Just wrap up tight. Open up fearlessly, legs 60 degrees. Just enjoy following the breath. Follow your big, full breathing. Last 15 seconds. All right. Hold it out. Take a nice deep breath in. Suspend the breath. Reach, 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 reach. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, extend it out. Big reach, fingers reaching, legs reaching. Inhale, exhale, excuse me. One more, big inhale. Suspend the breath. And come in. And relax. Again, relax, legs down straight, feet flopped open. And again, find that navel point, find that pulse. Use your fingertips, get right down in there, find that pulse. When you find it, just drop the hands. And again, just be with that pulsation. Let it ripple out through you. I'm going to back this up just a little bit because it's a good song for this activity. So again, hold your sense of center. Don't let the mind scatter as we move from one thing to the next. Hold this center. You're going to come over onto your stomach. You're going to make fists and they're going to go underneath your hips. So now we're going to be sending the prana down the legs, but also we're going to start sending things up to bathe the mind, to start to clear the mind. So put your fists underneath your hips and you're going to alternate. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So this is really great to strengthen in a very literal way, strengthen the lower back. But let's also think about the fact that that pranic pump is not just in the front of your body. It is also 360 degrees. It's spherical, let's say. So we're kind of addressing it from the back side. So let this warm your lower back and send the energy out the feet, but also let that ping, let it come up the spine, let it come up the back of the neck and into the head. Just alternating, inhale, exhale. Only as high as you comfortably can. There's no bonus points for like kicking it up there real high. So gentle. Let your leg be light. Let your breath do the lifting. Let your inhale float it and then set it back down. Float the leg up, set it back down. Float it, set it down. More than halfway done. Let the breath carry you. Okay. Last little bit. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Now inhale, just reach both toes back, suspend the breath a moment, and relax. Good. Now again, hold your sense of center. Hold that centerness as you roll over onto your back. And again, we're going to use our power of imagination. So now the imagination I want you to employ is that you have like an axle going through each ear, and that a bit larger than your head is a spinning wheel going around that axle. So like your nose in the middle of your mouth, middle of your chin is like the tread of the tire, right? It's where the rubber meets the road. And we actually want to we want to have a sense of circulation going up the back, over the crown of the head, down the front, kind of down in front of the face, back around. It's this circular motion around. And we're going to be making a tone with that to really vibrate the brain case, okay? Think about this, you know, like we need an agitator in a washing machine to make sure that the water gets into all the folded up, wadded up laundry. Well, up here, things are quite folded up and wadded up. So we're going to vibrate to allow fresh prana, freshness into these spaces. So you're going to curl up. You're on your back. You're going to curl up in a nice tight ball. You're going to really pull the chin downward and the back of the neck up. Get that sense of spinning, and you're going to tone hung, H-U-N-H, hung, like you're going to do this H, and you're just going to keep repeating it. When you run out of air, you just hung, go, hung. Hung. You're all tucked up. Keep that chin tuck, tuck, tuck. Keep it spinning. Keep it spinning. Hung. Go, go. Keep it going. Keep it spinning. Keep it going. Feel the vibration of it. Hung. We're going to let the music help us. Keep it going, keep it vibrating. It should be loud in your own ears. Hum. Spin that wheel. Hum. Keep that chin tuck, tuck, tuck. Keep that wheel spinning. Knees in tight. Everything is in tight, tight, tight. Keep going. Less than a minute left. Hum. You should feel that upper palate vibrating. Hum. Keep that sense of the H. Okay, now I got a nice tone. Keep it spinning, back to front, back to front. Keep going, last little bit. Take a deep breath in. Suspend the breath. And relax down. Rock your head side to side a few times. Relax any tension from the jaw, neck, or shoulders. Just rest a moment. And then grab the knees, do a few rock and rolls. Come back up to a nice easy pose. All right, so now that we've bathed the brain, we've refreshed the brain, we're going to really focus now on the heart space, the throat, and then these higher energy centers. So press your hands out. Close your eyes. Third eye gaze. Just start to breathe through the nose nice and deep. You're still in that sphere. 360 degrees around you. Can you feel it under you? Can you feel it over you? Can you feel it now, like your palms are pressing out to the sides of it? Your navel is the center point. So we spent some time activating energy in the feet and arms out into the limbs. So now let's use that to pull the chest open wide, to start to open the heart space. We're going to do 1 minute of breath of fire here. Deep breath in. Breath of fire. Chest up, shoulder blades down. If you want to think of it this way, it's like we're using that breath of fire to, push out through the hands to power wash the walls of our sphere, to really get some good, loving, heartfelt energy moving out into the space around us, into the electromagnetic space. Last little bit, 10 seconds, breath of fire. Keep it strong, keep it strong. See, when the heart is activated, there's no room for ego. When you're in your compassion, you're not thinking about yourself. Take a deep breath in, suspend. Feel that width, feel that wideness, that openness of the heart. Exhale, keep the arms up. Inhale. Root lock, suspend the breath. Navel in, chest up, steady gaze. And exhale one more time. Fill that sphere. Fill it up. Now exhale, relax the arms down gently. Sit quiet. You can do hands into Gyan Mudra. Sit quiet. So we spent the time to heat up the lower energy centers, to start to move that energy up. Don't be surprised if at times when you're practicing, like especially sometimes on the inhale and hold, you might feel like this sense of wavering, of pulsation. That's very normal. Let it go. Let it happen. You don't want to resist it. No, I must be still. No, like that kundalini energy, that life force energy is like a caduceus. It's going to come up the spine, and so sometimes it might push you this way, sometimes it might rock you this way, sometimes it might spiral you. Just let it move you. Open yourself up to that. Like, let your energy flow. If you notice, not that you have to force it, we don't want to pretend, but if you are in practice and you've held the root lock and you start to feel these pulsations, this is wonderful. That cerebral spinal fluid moving, that life force energy moving. So here comes the scary part for some people, using our voice and listening to our own voice. This chakra is a lot about being able to speak our truth. Well, what is that? What is our truth? Is it just, I believe X even though you believe Y? No, it's more about, as we sort of do these practices and clean the container, the brightness that is us has a better opportunity to be known, to show through. And part of that is in our words and how we speak and, what we choose to speak about. So we're going to be doing one time a very wonderful mantra, Ek Onkar Sat Nam Siri Wahe Guru. So I want to break it into chunks a few times so that you have the best opportunity to sort of hold on to it while we do it. We're going to go ik, and when we do that ik, which means oneness, we're going to root lock, yeah? We're going to squeeze, ik, ong, just like the Adi mantra at the beginning, O-N-G. We're going to tone that ong. We're going to let it vibrate down here, and we're going to move that tongue forward, ong, and it's going to turn into kar, but not car, like driving a car, like kar. Let it be open. Let the R be very soft. That's the kar is going to be up here more in the third chakra until we run out of that first breath. We're going to take a breath, and then we're going to go sut, and we're going to navel up and in, sut, nam, and we're going to tone that After the strong set, we're gonna nam, name, my identity, my who am I at my heart? Nam. We're gonna let that go, 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 go. And then we're gonna end it with a little Siri. Just let that Siri, like Siri, but not like the, Siri, what's the temperature out? Siri, let the tongue flick. Siri, wah, hey guru. Okay. Ek onkar. Second breath. Sut nam Siri. Wah, hey guru. One time. So do it loud, do it proud. Let it vibrate you. There's no wrong way to do this. There's only sort of being too timid. So don't be shy. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale completely. Deep breath in. Ik Sut City. Wah, hey guru. Just be still. Let that continue to vibrate through you. You're going to bring your hands to prayer position now, and you're going to put the thumbs right along that third eye space. And you're actually going to press the hands. You're going to have some energy between those hands, pushing them in. And you're also going to have a little bit of pressure into that third eye space. And you're going to do silently. Ek Onkar Sat Nam Wah Siri Wahe Guru. Just let that continue to vibrate through you, that vibration you created. Let it continue to kind of ring through you for another minute or so. Pressing those hands in. Keep it pressing, third eye space. Some energy into the hands. Press the thumbs in. Press the palms of the hands together. Now start to shift your attention to the crown of your head. And we're going to take the arms out for aura charge. So thumbs up, arms are 60 degrees. Lift the chest, drop the shoulders. But right now I just want you to take some long, slow, deep breaths. Focus on the crown of the head. And on the way, those thumb tips now are sort of giving us a sense of that sphere. This is our last bit tonight for charging up this electromagnetic sphere that we reside in. This is our last opportunity to do something actively to affect how the life force is flowing in us. So take a nice deep breath in. Breath of fire, go. Just 1 minute, breath of fire. Chest up, 60-degree arms. Shoulders are down, pump that navel. Now, deep breath in, thumb tips together, fingertips reach, 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 reach. Suspend the breath. Take a little more air in. Stretch higher, a little bit more. Navel in, navel in. A little more. Sweep the hands slow. Feel that sphere. Now put your fingertips to the floor, please. Touch the ground. Feel that electromagnetic field around you. What you have done in this past hour is really not anything much more miraculous than giving your car a good detailing, but infinitely more important. You know, we've just gone through the vehicle of the body with different movements, with different vibrations to, shake out the things that are in the way of our true nature being able to express. We've charged up this electromagnetic field. It acts as a bit of a protection around you, where you have more awareness, where you have awareness of the subtle. Kundalini yoga is called the yoga of awareness. Fingertips touching the floor. Just be still with your breath. Just let that awareness right now move into that sphere around you. And then come all the way down onto your back. All the way down onto your back. For Savasana. So you may want to cover up. We created a lot of nice heat, but we're going to be cooling down a bit. So on your back, feet flopped open, palms up at your sides, cover up with a layer, but no socks yet. No socks on yet. Savasana is called corpse pose. You are just be done. No agenda here. There's nothing to be done. Melt into the floor. Give yourself the next few minutes to do nothing but float. Float on the breath. Let it carry you. Let it relax you. You might still feel that pulse from the navel point. Let that move in both directions.
So start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Turn your palms down to the floor. And then bring the soles of your feet and your hands together and rub them both. Give them both a little rub. And circle the feet and the wrists. Make circles with your ankles and wrists. Circle the other way. And then bring one knee into your chest. Open that same arm. Look towards your arm, but draw the knee across the body. Cat stretch. Come up. Other side, cat stretch. And rock and roll. Remember, stay off the neck. You're just rolling on the spine. Come up to easy pose. Sit quiet a moment. May the long time sunshine upon you. All surround you, and the pure light within you. Guide your way. May the long time sunshine upon you. All surround you, and the pure light within you. Guide your way. Guide your way. Guide your way. Bring your hands together over your chest. And let's seal our practice with 3 long sat nams. Deep breath. Sat nam. Sat nam. Satnam. Satnam, everybody. Thank you so much for practicing with me. And next Thursday, we will be like in front of each other, hopefully, at Browncroft. Please reply to the email if you plan on attending, because the space is limited. So I just need to know how many people are going to be there.
And I think we may live stream at the same time, but don't worry, if you're in the room, you won't be seen. The camera will be on me. So I'm going to see if that's possible, if we can have room to have people and the live stream at the same time. So I will send out a replay link shortly. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a great evening, everybody. Satnam.